Sorry about that, guys. I don't have the best camera, so kind of cut off on you guys. But where we last picked up at, we talked about inequality, and Teresa was saying how that needs to come from the top down to the bottom. And when she said that, it made me think about backward looking tools. Now, what this is focus on fixing past rights based issues so that they do not repeat themselves. So, what do you think about that theory?
Well, Martin Luther King fought hard for equality. And when he was assassinated, I felt like his dream died with him. Now, that's my opinion.
Oh, were you living when Martin Luther King was assassinated?
I was.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't know that.
I was
Seriously.
born in 1959. Yes, so
Okay.
I was old enough to remember him. And when he spoke, everybody listened. And I might have been like 8 or 9 years old at the time. But when you hear that voice, you knew that he wanted something for everybody. He wanted his kids to be able to be equal with everybody. But now the past is the past, and we have to look towards the future because our young people are our future. And we have to find a way to write stuff for them so that they don't be out there getting in trouble. Those are our future lawyers, doctors, presidents. And there's so much going on, a lot of peer pressure with the young people. So they have a lot of opportunities, more than what we had. But it just takes a person to let them see that.
Okay. And I just want to ask you this because you talked about Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, I wasn't born when that was going on, but we all see the civil rights videos of the police dogs attacking black people. And so now with all this, do you think that's comparable to Black Lives Matter now and the outstanding number of black men that are being murdered, or do you feel that it's something that's being perpetuated from the media? What's your opinion on
Well,
then and now? Because some people would say that there's really not a difference. We just have cameras now that were recorded. But you have raising two young black men and then living during the time of the civil rights movement. What's your opinion on that?
well, it's always been going on, but now it's out more. See, back when I was young, a lot of stuff was swept under the rug, and that's what Martin Luther King was fighting for. He wanted people to see how other people were being treated. And now it's not just only about blacks. To me, it's about all lives that matter. Blacks have it hard, true. We've always had it hard, but we survive. And now I think with some of the young people today, they look back at that and they try to bring it into history today, but it's not going to work because it's a totally different generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Yes.
I
But we also have to, as parents, me, myself, my kids, my young guys, they wanted to hang out with bad people. But I had to go and take them back from the streets. I had
Okay.
to go out there and make them come in because I wanted more for them than what they were going to get from the streets. And they thank me for it today. It's just about making sure your child knows they don't have to be on the streets. They don't have to be out there with that. They have so much opportunity.
Okay, that's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's really good. And lastly, I just want to talk to you about the veil of ignorance. This was something that Rawls defined as what he said was we must first acknowledge that we are behind a veil of ignorance. And what that means treating people different on the basis of gender, color, social, economic class, anything. Like anything that separates us. And what he said was no prejudice can occur, and we know that, and we must first acknowledge that we give people that have an advantage, such as class and income, more advantages. But he wants us to cut out the benefit of our people that the elitists. Like what he was saying is, a lot of people believe that the elite, they can only judge the elite. So when you think of that, what I think of, I don't know if it's called blue collar crimes. What are the crimes that that deal with money? Like a lot of people that have money, they do like high dollar crimes, not
Like
like
embezzlement and stuff like that.
yeah. So what I was getting from the reading is that they feel like elite can judge elite, but everybody else has to be judged on a separate level. Do you see that in our society? Do you think that everybody gets the same treatment? So I'm gonna give you an example. There was a man a couple weeks ago, well, about a month or two ago. It was a white man that killed his pregnant wife and his and the two children. And so the media perpetuated it. They sent out a very beautiful picture of him and his family, a family portrait, and they were looking all nice and you know, just like, what happened? Like, did he have a mental health issue? What happened with this man? What could make it go wrong? But then there was a black man that did the same thing, and he was deemed as a monster.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Precious, because, like I said, this stuff has been going on for years, and we've always been put in a class by ourselves. I'll just say that. And to give you an example of, we lived in the projects downtown Newport News for a year when I fell on hard times. And I can remember something happened at school, and I had to go to the school for one of my children. And when I got there, the teachers was like, "Oh my God, you came to the school." You know, like nobody comes to school to see about their children because they have a categorized us. So by us living downtown, they felt like anybody who lived downtown, this is part of your veil of ignorance. They automatically assume that you're lower class, you don't take care of your children, you're not going to be involved in any school situations. It's always been diversity when it comes to that, and inequality. That's why I'm specializing in that, because we all are equal. Everybody. It doesn't matter what class you're in. And once people start realizing that, the world will be a better place.
All right. Well, good stuff. This is my time. I have reached the time limit, but I just want to thank you for talking to me about the issues. And yeah, it was really good having this conversation with you.
Yes, you too.
All right. Bye bye.